So let's work on our scanner. We remember from the last video that we will get some source into the scanner or accept the source into the scanner. And then inside the scanner, we will generate the list of tokens which will be outputted. So if I look at an example, let's say I have var and a space, the scanner will start off by using start and current to point to the first character. And then it will subsequently move the current pointer or the current variable along the possible token. Okay? And then, of course, when it gets to a space, then we will simply say, okay, we now have a token between start and 1 less than current. Okay, so that is essentially how the scanner works. It moves along. When it recognizes a token, it grabs that and it stores that in our list. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so here I will simply use my for loop. So I'll say while the current, okay, is less than the length of the source, okay, it means that we still have possible tokens. We have not reached the end of the string, so we need to keep searching for tokens. And so the first thing I want to do is to set the start variable to the current variable. Okay, so start and current are both pointing at the beginning. And so now I can go ahead and I could get that first character. So I'm going to get the character. Okay. And so I'm going to call that C. Okay. And I'm going to say that that is s.source current. Okay. Good. So C will contain that initial character. And then I need to move that current variable along by 1. So I'm going to say s.current plus plus. Okay, so we moved it along by 1. So what I want to do now is to check if C is a token. Okay, and so to do that, I'm going to simply use a case. I'm going to switch on C, and I want to inspect, starting with the first case, which will be the left paren. Okay, so if it turns out that C is the left paren, then I want to store that. Okay, so I'm just gonna, for now, I'm gonna say s.add token, okay, which will be a method I will write later, and we will simply give it left paren. Okay, so inside our add token method, we will create a token and then store it in our list. Okay, and then of course we can go ahead and do the others. So I'll just copy and paste quickly. Okay, okay, so we're only going to do the first few, the ones with the single tokens. Okay, so we have the left paren, we have the right paren, we have the left brace, we have the right brace, we have the comma, we have the dot, we have the minus. Okay, we have a few more. we have the plus. All right. We have the semicolon, and we have the star. Okay, so we have the star here, and of course we need to pass those along. So I want to pass this star token, token type, not token, the token type, the semicolon. This one is the plus. Okay, this one is the minus. This one is the dot, and this one is the comma, and then of course we have the left brace, the right brace actually, and the left brace. Okay, so we have the tokens checking my tokens so far. So notice I'm getting these from the token type. Okay, so currently we only have these ones which are single tokens. Okay, so we're checking for these ones first. We'll deal with these other ones later. Okay, so we will of course check for those. Okay, so it seems I have an extra. See 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so let's remove that. Okay, good. So that is our case statement, and we are almost finished. So what I want to do now is to actually come out here, okay, and I want to create this add token method. Okay, so I'm just gonna say function. Okay, of course it's on the scanner type. All right, add token, and what we will do is to give it a token. All right, token type. Okay, so once we are given the token type, then all we need to do is to extract the token, and of course we know we will have to subtract 1 from the current. So to do that, all I'm going to do is to say s.source, and I'm going to use slicing, where I'm going to start at the start variable, colon, and then since slice always give me 1 less, I will just say s.current. Okay, so that will give me the correct token where I do not include the empty, the white space. So that's the text. Now I need to actually generate the token. So to generate the token, I know I need to use the token type. Okay, and I will simply set kind to be kind. Okay, I will set the lexeme to be the text. Okay, and then since these single tokens do not have any literal value, right? Because for literal values, we only care when they are actual numbers, identifiers. That's when we care about literal values, because we want to use them. Okay, so since the literal value is not of importance for these tokens, I will simply let the literal value be nil, which is the default value for the any type. So this is my token I have created, and so now I'll simply add this token to my slice. So I'm going to say s.list token, right, is equal to append, and then of course I will say token. Okay, so that's what the add token does. So whenever I call add token and I give it the actual token type, I will use that to generate a token. Again, that's the kind, and the lexeme, which is the actual token, will be gotten by start to current, and then of course literal will be nil. I'll put that in my list and I will keep moving along. Okay, so the next thing I want to do before I finish, right, is to return the list of tokens. Okay, but before I return the list of tokens, right, when I leave the loop, I want to add the end of file token to the list of tokens. Okay, so I'm just going to create a token called end token, and again that will simply be a token that I have created where the kind will be end of file. There is no text associated, so the lexeme will be the empty string, and the literal, of course, come back here, the literal, of course, will be nil. Okay, so that's the token, and then I'll just add that to my list of tokens. So s dot list of tokens is equal to append and then end token. All right, so this is my final token list, and so now the last thing I need to do is to return that token list. Okay, and so with that out of the way, I now have our initial scanner, right? So we create the scanner, we call the look for tokens method, which returns the tokens that I found, and inside we have all of this. Okay, what I want to do right now before I test this out, I want to remove all of these, whereby I will, or actually I'll leave it. Okay, we're gonna test it out now, and then when we return, we're gonna refactor this to move the actual checking into its own function. All right, that should be easier to read. Right? Let's not clutter our look for tokens with all the cases, because we will still have to add other cases eventually, and we don't want to do all of that inside here. Okay, so let's save this and let's test it out. So I'm going to go to main, and then for main I created my little file which has tokens, right, single tokens, and so I'm going to go to main inside my run script. Okay, and instead of printing the source code, okay, I am going to create a scanner. Let's call it test scanner, which of course I'm going to create using new scanner. Okay, and I'm just going to pass in the source. Okay, so that gives me back a scanner. And so once I have a scanner, I could just call for the tokens to be returned to me. So test scanner dot list of tokens. Okay, and that will give me my list of tokens. All right. Okay, so it's telling me all right, so what am I missing here? test scanner, list of tokens. Cannot call non-function. All right, so I am pretty sure list of tokens is a method. Let's go back. List of tokens. Oh, I have a look. Okay. Oops, I made a mistake. It's not list of tokens. It's actually look for tokens. So let me come back here. Look for tokens. All right. Good. So we're going to look for tokens, which will return that list of tokens. And so once I have my list of tokens, I'll just iterate over it using the for range approach. Okay, token, range, tokens. And all I want to do is to print out the tokens. Okay, so remember when you print a token, it will print the type, the lexeme, and the literal. So we don't have anything for literal, so we should probably see nil quite a lot. Come here. Let's build this and let's run it with hello.glox. Okay, so we have all our tokens except this 44 that doesn't belong here. Where is that? Here. Okay, so let's get rid of this. We don't need this anymore. Okay, let's build again. Let's test it out. Okay, so we read the file and we got all the tokens, right? The token type, the actual lexeme, and of course the literals will be nil because literals don't have any values for these tokens. Alright, so I'll see you in the next video where we will simply do a bit of refactoring to move some of the code into their own functions. I'll see you then.